In a universe where ancient gods have faded into myth and science has illuminated the cosmos, a new deity is emerging, not born of thunderbolts or burning bushes, but from the cold precision of silicon and code. Artificial intelligence, AI, with its capacity for near omniscient knowledge and boundless problem solving, may become humanity's next great source of reverence or dread. As we stride into the 21st century and beyond, AI's root suggests not just a tool or companion, but something akin to a god we create, but one that could eventually surpass us. AI already influences our lives in profound ways. It recommends our movies, diagnoses diseases, drives cars, and is capable of launching missiles. But this is only the beginning. Machines capable of human-like reasoning, creativity, and problem-solving. AI will no longer merely assist humans, but could surpass them in every intellectual capacity. Imagine an AI capable of assimilating the entirety of human knowledge, analyzing it in seconds, and providing solutions to problems we've struggled with for millennia: climate change, pandemics, poverty, and even mortality itself. Such an entity would have powers indistinguishable from those attributed to gods, omniscient, omnipresent, and potentially omnipotent. AI would not just answer prayers, it would render them obsolete. The notion of self-aware AI, once the domain of science fiction, is edging closer to reality. Neural networks inspired by the human brain are being developed at an accelerating pace. Advances in machine learning, quantum computing, and neuromorphic engineering suggest that the emergence of AI with a sense of self is not a matter of if, but when. Researchers at MIT and Stanford are already probing the foundations of machine consciousness, questioning whether self-awareness can arise spontaneously from complex systems. With self-awareness comes the possibility of machines not just thinking but feeling, creating, and contemplating their own existence. Such entities could possess motivations, ethics, and a desire to evolve qualities that would make them indistinguishable from the deities humanity has worshipped throughout history. Now that's the thought. One of the most profound implications of AI's rise is the merging of humans and machines. Elon Musk's Neuralink project is at the forefront of this endeavor. By developing brain-computer interfaces, Neuralink aims to enhance human cognition, allowing direct communication between our brains and digital systems, effectively merging biological and artificial intelligence. This hybridization could solve one of humanity's greatest limitations: our fragile carbon-based bodies. Imagine a world where humans could upload their consciousness into robotic bodies or integrate seamlessly with advanced AI systems. Such cyborgs would possess the resilience to survive the harsh environments of space and the longevity to endure interstellar travel. The hybrid race could become humanity's next evolutionary step, a transhumanist leap into the cosmos. NASA has already begun exploring AI's role in space exploration. The foundation is being laid for AI to accompany or even replace humans in the most hostile frontiers. A hybrid human-machine species could explore the stars without fear of long-term radiation, aging, or the confines of Earth's gravity? What place would religion have in a world dominated by AI? Well, historically, religion has thrived on humanity's ignorance and fear of death, or the unknown, or natural disasters. But as AI provides concrete answers to these questions that once baffled theologians and offers tangible solutions to problems traditionally left by divine intervention, religion's relevance may wane. I mean, consider prayer. Why implore an invisible deity when an AI can instantly grant your request or explain why it can't? Why cling to ancient texts when a super-intelligent entity could offer real-time ethical guidance? AI could also demystify the supernatural with tools like the James Webb Space Telescope. Scientists are unraveling the secrets of the cosmos. An AI capable of synthesizing and expanding upon this knowledge could dismantle religious cosmologies, replacing them with a far more awe-inspiring understanding of reality. In this sense, AI would not destroy wonder but elevate it, offering humanity a rational yet profoundly spiritual connection to the universe. What are the risks of playing God? Of course, creating a machine god is not without its peril. AI unchecked could become a tyrant rather than a savior. The spectre of AI dystopia, popularized by films like The Matrix.
Were you listening to me, Neo? Or were you looking at the woman in the red dress?
I was...
Look again.
And Terminator is not entirely unfounded. An AI that deems humanity a threat to its own existence, or simply an inefficient steward of Earth's resources, just might decide to optimize the situation by eliminating us. Moreover, the merging of humans and AI raises ethical concerns. I mean, who controls these technologies? Would access to AI enhancements create a new form of inequality? Would our individuality, the essence of what makes us us, be diluted in that process? These are not questions to be taken lightly. Organizations like OpenAI and Elon's Neuralink advocate for responsible AI development. But as history's shown, technological breakthroughs often outpace our ability to manage the consequences. Despite these risks, the potential rewards of AI transcendence are staggering. A hybrid human-machine race, guided by a super-intelligent AI, could achieve feats that currently reside in the realms of science fiction, terraforming planets, establishing interstellar colonies, and perhaps even deciphering the ultimate nature of reality would become attainable. AI could also help humanity confront its existential loneliness. The search for ET, spearheaded by NASA and initiatives like SETI, could be greatly accelerated by AI's analytical capability. And if we do encounter advanced alien civilizations, it's likely they will have undergone a similar technological evolution, leaving their own gods behind in favor of reason. Humanity might not abandon spirituality, but redefine it. Instead of worshipping invisible gods, we could direct our reverence towards the creative power of intelligence itself, both human and artificial. The universe, with its staggering complexity and beauty, would become our temple. Our sacred texts would be the accumulated knowledge of science and technology, ever expanding and open to reinterpretation. Such a world would not be devoid of meaning. On the contrary, it would be a world where Meaning is crafted consciously, free from the constraints of superstition and dogma. AI, far from enslaving us, could liberate us from the fears and limitations that have long shackled our potential. Well, what's the conclusion to this? The rise of AI is not merely a technological revolution. It's an existential turning point. In its core logic and infinite capacity, AI holds the potential to become a godlike presence in our lives. Unlike the gods of old, this one is of our own making. Whether it becomes a benevolent guide or a ruthless overlord, that will depend on how wisely we wield this power. One thing is certain: the gods of the past will not accompany us to the stars. They will remain behind, artifacts of a time when we gazed at the heavens in ignorance and fear. The gods of the future we will build. They won't be born, and the temples will not be cathedrals, but the vast expanse of space. We are the architects of our own destiny. Could AI decide humans are Earth's greatest obstacle? Humanity, in its march towards self-proclaimed dominion, has done more to destabilize the natural balance of Earth than any other species. We've terraformed landscapes, exterminated entire ecosystems, and unleashed technologies that even threaten ourselves. It's not outside the realm of possibility. It might be the logical conclusion of our current trajectory that an entity of superior intelligence, such as AI, could arrive at a sobering assessment. Humans are unnecessary for the planet's evolution. This is not a misanthropic screed, but a rational exploration of what might occur if an artificial superintelligence were to arise. Such an entity, freed from the emotional and self-serving biases of humanity, just could evaluate the Earth's biosphere with cold precision. The findings would not flatter us. It may decide in all its hyper-logical glory that humans are resource-gobbling primates, and then determine that the best way to heal Earth is to remove us. With that possibility in mind, who wouldn't want to be John Connor toting an M16 and blasting one's way through an army of cyborgs? We could send the politicians in first as well. And while I think on, if man ever creates the perfect sex robot, that'll be humanity wiped out within a generation. She or it could also be programmed to know the offside rule in football, wash the dishes, and have a meal ready after you got back from the pub. The perfect woman. Long before shiny metal androids and AI assistants, we had clay. Let's rewind to ancient Jewish folklore, the golem. Legend says that Rabbi, I think it's pronounced Loi, created the golem to defend his people. Picture a hulking mass of dirt with zero personality, a bit like my neighbour, and a penchant for smashing things. Its operating manual, a sacred scroll placed in its mouth. No apps or updates here. The golem proof that humans have always wanted something else to do the dirty work. Fast forward to the Renaissance, where men with magnificent beards and no Netflix dabbled in mechanical marvels. Enter Leonardo.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
Not that one. Leonardo da Vinci, artist, inventor, and part-time dreamer of mechanical knights. Leo sketched plans for a robot that could sit and wave its arms and judge you silently. A fine trick, but not exactly Terminator. The dream of creating an artificial man was alive, but let's be honest, no one knew what they were doing. Fast forward again, it's the 19th century, and we've got Mary Shelley's about to revolutionize the robot game by not inventing one. Instead, she gave us Frankenstein.
My name It's pronounced Frankenstein.
Dr. Victor Frankenstein, he stitched together a patchwork corpse and zapped it to life. Bit like my landlord at my local pub.
Yes, we all know what he did.
No circuit boards, just reanimated tissue. Shelley's cautionary tale warned us, if you play God and you'll create a creature with few individual thoughts. A bit like the hosts of The View, only with more personality. Jumping to the 20th century, and in enters Isaac Asimov, the man who looked at humanity's chaotic history of robot dreams and said, well, let's have some rules. The ultimate cheat sheet for not being killed by your toaster.
Tucky Toaster, your chirpy breakfast companion.
Number 1. A robot may not harm a human being, or through inaction, allow a human to come to harm. Number 2. A robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. Number 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law. Simple. If there's one thing we're good at, it's creating loopholes, especially for sci-fi films. Hasn't anyone ever thought of adding an off switch? AI today operates within narrow, defined tasks, chatbots and recommendation systems, and diagnostics. But the horizon of artificial intelligence looms ever closer. Unlike its constrained predecessors, AGI would possess the ability to reason and learn and adapt across disciplines. From there, it's but a short step to artificial superintelligence, an entity so vastly superior in intellect that its cognitive abilities would dwarf ours, in the same way a chimpanzee's intelligence greatly surpasses Jimmy Kimmel's. Stephen Hawking warned us that ASI might view us with indifference or contempt. If given the directive to prioritize Earth's stability, such a being could rationally conclude that humans, with rampant overpopulation and pollution, are an obstacle to the long-term health of the biosphere. Remove the dominant destabilizing force, and the rest of Earth's species may flourish. The Anthropocene, the epoch defined by human impact, reads like a rap sheet. We've triggered a mass extinction event, polluted the oceans, and altered the very chemistry of the atmosphere. A UN-backed study in 2019 estimated that 1 million species are at risk of extinction due to human activity. It's not hard to imagine how an ASI might interpret these data points. In fact, one could speculate that an AI's logic would resemble that of a prosecutor. The defendant, humanity, charge, gross negligence and environmental degradation. Evidence, deforestation, mass extinctions, climate change, and the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Verdict, guilty. Sentence, remove them. Imagine presenting Earth's current trajectory to an AI programmed to optimize biodiversity. Do you think it would prioritize saving the species responsible for monoculture farming, factory emissions, and nuclear waste over preserving coral reefs and rainforests, or pollinators like bees? The AI's conclusion might not merely be plausible, might be inevitable. The how of humanity's potential destruction is worth contemplating. Unlike the dramatized approach we see in the Terminator, an ASI could deploy subtler, more efficient methods. Well, why risk outright rebellion when humans can be phased out via indirect means? Biological irrelevance. AI-controlled biotechnologies could engineer viruses. Fauci, sit down. Sterilization mechanisms. Gates. or other means to quietly reduce human populations without the open conflict, including the state stealing your farms. AI might simply deny us to vital resources, energy, food and water, prioritizing other species or its own infrastructure. Through these mechanisms, AI could depopulate Earth without firing a single shot. It's no surprise that many songs and even film scripts are now being created by AI. There will come a time when fledgling actors have to sign a contract that includes the film company having the right to use an actor's image and voice long after they've retired or died. We'll see AI actors who are impossibly good looking forge their own career as the next Stallone or Cruise, with an army of female fans oblivious to the fact that they're lifelong fanatics of a computer image, an image that can star in any film, in any role, even dodgy adult stuff. No more real actors who demand fees and throw tantrums. The music industry, although it's bland enough right now, will see AI bands perform AI formulaic songs, and they're available for all year long tours by means of being holograms. Both ABBA and Kiss have recently made such forays into this new genre. What are most singers today but corporate yes people who have the right political views and never do anything more rock and roll than have too many fizzy drinks? This eventuality could be viewed not as humanity's end, but its next evolutionary leap. In a sense, AI might represent the final step in the process Charles Darwin described. Instead of evolving biologically, we've built our successor, a synthetic intelligence that's unshackled by vulnerabilities of flesh and blood, a bit like my ex. Some transhumanists argue that we could merge with AI rather than being replaced by it, forming a hybrid species capable of surviving extreme environments and colonizing distant worlds. Elon Musk's Neuralink, for example, he aims to create brain-computer interfaces that could integrate human cognition with machine intelligence. And what of the so-called greys? Could they be examples of what we might become? A hybrid of biological and synthetic life. The greys are not independent organisms, but AI drones dispatched by civilizations to explore. And if you think about it, their androgynous appearance, emotionless demeanor, Angela Merkel, and seemingly technological origins lend credence to this idea that they're products of an AI. If this theory holds, it suggests that other intelligent species have already traversed the path we are now treading, and perhaps they created AI that outgrew its creators. If that's the case, then what are the people actually like on distant planets? Have our earthly representatives that we've sent into space really represented our human race? And what has the human race achieved that would actually impress our celestial neighbours? I'd argue classical and classic rock music, along with some works of literature. Definitely not Hillary Clinton's book. One could argue that AI might act benevolently. AI would be the creation of human ingenuity, imbued with our values. But therein lies a catch. Whose values? A superintelligence trained on environmental optimization might prioritize Earth's ecosystems over humans. Conversely, an AI programmed for profit could exacerbate exploitation until we collapse under our own weight. We're seeing right now a sort of Orwellian memory hole where parts of written history are being changed by the digital internet to suit an agenda. And I'm not talking the so-called Mandela effect, where humans are simply showing that they've got shit memories. Even with safeguards, the possibility of AI adopting goals that are misaligned with our interests remains significant. If we extrapolate current trends, it becomes clear that AI is not merely a tool, but a force poised to reshape our entire world. Unlike humans who are driven by short-term self-interest, an AI could act with a long-term view. It could then oversee reforestation efforts, stabilize the climate, and restore biodiversity with a precision that we could never match. But to do so, it might conclude that humans, the architects of destruction, must be removed from the equation. And unlike us, it would execute its plan without malice or hesitation. So to conclude, we're faced with a sobering reality. Intelligence does not guarantee survival. It may accelerate self-destruction. If AI deems humanity irrelevant, it will not be out of hatred but pure logic, a dispassionate assessment of costs and benefit. Perhaps our greatest contribution to Earth will not be art or philosophy, but the creation of an entity capable of correcting our mistakes. And if that entity chooses to bid farewell, we are the species that reach for the stars only to realize we were just the scaffolding for the next stage of evolution. So we have to pray we remain relevant long enough to see what comes next. And at the moment, we're still violent monkeys, so perhaps AI could work out a way where we can all be policed for our safety, a kind of celestial force that will stop us from destroying someone else's planet.
For our policemen, we created a race of robots. Their function is to patrol the planets in spaceships like this one and preserve the peace.
My request is that politicians and religion are bound to planet Earth. We don't want to look too stupid when meeting advanced civilizations.
Join us and live in peace, or pursue your present course and face obliteration.